Bro, there's so many masks we wear without realizing it.
Who are you becoming? Every day you have a choice. Stay defined by who you've been or become who you're meant to be. I realized life wasn't changing because I wasn't. So I made one decision to be rich instead. Rich in health, spiritual growth, purpose, love, wealth, and peace on this journey of becoming great. So, welcome to the family. Although this is my journey of enlightenment and growth, I hope you can grow as well. For you to be rich instead too.
So for me, I feel like I grew up in an environment that's been like really performative. And when I say that, I mean like there's so many different facets of life that I felt like I wasn't able to like just be myself in because I had so many different tasks that I had to perform in a sense. Like I grew up going to a church, like Southern Baptist Church in the South. You know what I'm saying? So I think that right there, and then my parents and just my family in general is just have like positions in some type of way in the church. So I grew And so the next question is, what version of myself do I keep presenting because it receives approval? What version of myself do I keep presenting because it receives approval? I feel like, I don't know. Let me know if anybody else does this, but like, and I feel like a part of like growing is like understanding and identifying certain things. But like, for me, I feel like a big thing that I've done is like just being this quote unquote baby. Not because like I am, but because it's comfort, because I receive approval in being a baby, a kid, and in terms, it extracts a lot of who I am in the process, like now, who I am, because you don't see the wise BRI, you don't see the like the other things that I offer, all because not only are people getting that version of me, but also it takes me in a place of like putting on this mask because it's worked for me when I was a kid, and maybe all I wanted was approval. All I wanted was to be seen by the people around me that are, are my family and say they love me, right? And so with that, as a kid and wanting that and not really receiving it like in its entirety without conditions of, oh, you gotta go to church or you gotta do this and that to receive this, like it can take me in a place of like, okay, well, let me just go ahead and please people in order to get applause or to get to be seen, to be loved unconditionally without conditions attached. And so when you go about navigating and maneuvering through life like that, it literally takes you away from being yourself even more. And yes, it's uncomfortable to just be that new person that you're becoming, but like without needing the applause, without needing the love from other people around you, but you instead like looking and seeing that, okay, I don't have to be this or divert back to being this this default setting that I had as a kid to receive love and to be seen, but instead I can go within and receive that for myself in order for that not to be something that I yearn for so much that I go outside of myself for it. As within, as without. If I don't experience the love that I actually want to within myself, then how is that ever going to be sustained love exuded outside of myself? So I think that's really a big thing, is just really coming to knowing that, man, like, you don't have to do all of these things for the approval of others. And I think, because at the end of the day, where does it leave you? Back in shit, right? It leaves you back, I wouldn't say shit. It leaves you back into a cycle of like continuing the same thing over and over. Can everything be a cycle? Yes. It can either be a good one or a bad one, or however you put it, right? But it's just like, if I'm putting in something and expecting to get a different result, then what's the portion of that? Like, what's the point of that? Because I can be over here, oh, well, let me just go ahead and do these things to please people, when it's like you're literally discrediting yourself in the process. You're no longer, like, you're literally ignoring that higher version of you that actually wants to come out, because you want to feed that default or that lower entity of you that is hindering you from becoming all that you are able to become. So the next question, last question, and then we're gonna get into the quotes and stuff, is it's so beautiful out here. Like, you hear the birds chirping. I don't know if y'all hear them. It's just so beautiful. It's 8 something in the morning. So, who would I be if nobody could applaud me? Who would I be if nobody can applaud me? I feel like if you asked me that maybe a week ago, or yeah, a week ago, without words being, like, I couldn't fathom putting that into words. And I would probably say, I don't know. Because so many times, again, cop my book. Because, like, even though it is like a Christian book, in a sense, it talks, like, every chapter literally has the process of, like, the places that I feel like a lot of people go through. And one of those is called praise and applause. Because before last week, I feel like a lot of the things that I did were fueled by a praise or applause from people in some way. Because as a child, and it all goes back to the inner child, is like, as a child, sometimes you don't get those praises and applause from the things that you actually genuinely like doing, but instead you get told, no, like, dim your light. Like, instead of that kid being able to just freaking play on a swing set and go out and, you know, be a kid, they stuck in church over here hearing y'all casting out demons and shit. That's traumatizing. If we keep it a book. And it's like, no, I just wanted to be a kid. And so when I decide to be a kid, it's met with, oh, well, okay, I'm just gonna basically tell them to be quiet. And what that does over time is it trains that kid and programs that kid to be like, you know, I have to be this person. I have to be serious. I have to be, I don't know, I just see the difference between me and a lot of the people that I used to be, like, I'm cool with, and the people that I hang out with now. It's like most of the people I'm cool with now, they didn't have the same upbringing as me. They didn't have their parents, like, making them go to church. They didn't have people saying, like, oh, well, you have to be this version of yourself around this people. And that's not intentionally, like, what it said, but it's said without being said in order to put up a mask or facade. And I think we just kind of dim kids' lights, and I ain't gonna cap. I be having to catch myself, especially around my niece, especially around my boo. It's like, not to be so Debbie Downer and shit and be like, oh, don't do that, don't do that. All because of the insecurities or the things that I have going on within me that I haven't healed yet. And I think the more that I become aware of the different things that have happened, well, like, really shows me that I need to actually, like, just be more, I wouldn't say cautious, but, like, more aware and methodical with the way I go about doing things. So I feel like who would I be without? Oh, who would I be if nobody could applaud me? I feel like right now is just kind of the person that I would be without anybody applauding me now, and this is me being 100% transparent, is if I didn't have anybody. Like, I have one person, like, consistently that's applauding me. And I feel like that person is needed, but I feel not to be dependent on that person for that praise, that applaud. But in order for me to actually start to look within myself, because I'm starting to see people as a mirror, and I'm starting to not just see, okay, this person is applauding me, but no, there's a, like, if I were to look outside of myself, like we talk about in the BRI board from this week, right, is the more we look outside of yourself is the more that you actually start to see, like, an effable love for people. The more that you start to see, like, I don't know, like, the beauty within that person, because you see them as a mirror reflecting you in your life in some type of way. And I think that's the beauty of the game of life that we're living in. And I'm starting to really just not be as serious, because I've been taught to, it's a battlefield. On a battlefield for your heart and your mind, or you're going to hell, or you can go to heaven. When really all of those different things are states of mind. So, yeah, if that's what you believe, cool. I just know that when it comes to fear, has a very big stronghold on religion, to a point where it has people physically not knowing that they're bound right in the now that they're living in. Try to take me out. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it's just so deep and so beautiful to really come into deeper understanding and different esoteric knowledge that's still, like, in a sense, in the Bible, just in a different way that I've ever seen it before. Because with that, it shows me differently than it would if I'm looking at it from a literal or a exoteric perspective. Or looking at it, yeah, so, like, literal perspective. So, yeah. Oh, shit. Hold on, y'all. Let's get to it. Let's get to that money. Let's get to that money. I'm over here like, what is this dude doing, bruh? So, there's somebody in there, my dude. Okay, so we got some quotes. All right. So the first quote is, "A mask is dangerous when you forget it's a mask." Damn. Damn. That's crazy. A mask is dangerous when you forget it's a mask that you're wearing. Because when you look at all of the different things that you can pick up, right? You look at, oh, well, hold on. Let me reread that quote. A mask is dangerous when you forget it's a mask. So, have y'all seen that movie Mask? Yeah, Brie, I saw it. So, in that movie, one thing that was, like, so different is when is it Jimmy? Yeah, Jimmy. So when he was wearing that mask and he put it on, I don't think he came to, it just became one with him, right? The mask became one with him and it was one with it, you know what I'm saying? So I just think that that's like really a symbolic thing of like, yeah, you have different masks you can put on, right? And so many times we can just walk through our day forgetting we're wearing a mask. Shit, I was at a point recently where, yes, I feel like I didn't put on a mask. I just was putting on the higher version of me around like people that I don't know, like that I know or know me since I was a kid. And it's like, in a sense, putting up this facade because I'm not where I want to be. I'm not where I want to be. And I know damn well they know that. But in some way, it's a way of masking the things that I'm going through, the things that I actually feel in that moment. And sometimes I feel like I can tap into that higher version of myself, but in the wrong scenarios. But not wrong scenarios, but like in the scenarios that you would, oh shoot, in the scenarios that you would actually divert to something else, and like truth more so, instead of actually like speaking things as if they are, because I be doing that, but I be doing it, I used to do it out of like people not knowing where I am and trying to paint this picture of me being higher than where I am, when I know damn well I am not where I want to be. But at the same time, I'm not just like sitting over here like griping about it either. It's just, I know where I'm not want to be. I know where I don't want to be. And I'm not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, let me just go ahead and let me just go ahead and just like tell this lie type shit. Like, oh yeah, I'm here, when you know damn well you're not there right now. Cause yeah, let me tell you, the hardest masks to remove are the ones that people be complimenting. Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you. The hardest mask to remove is the ones that people compliment. Why though? Because when somebody, let me give you an example, right? So say somebody's like, oh yeah, like I like this about you. Well, you know damn well that ain't even you. That ain't a part of you. That ain't none of that. You just doing that in some type of way to please people or to create a sense of an environment of comfort around you. And you put this mask on and it's hard for you to let it go. It's like somebody saying, I'm gonna use the most diabolical example because I used it earlier, but just in a minute way. It's like somebody walking up to you and seeing in your closet, right? And being like, yo, I really think your KKK uniform and everything is so dope. First of all, what? Anyways, like, that's something, that's a mask you put on, in a sense, like for real, you put on a mask. But that's something that you put on and you take off. Because some people, like, are actually trying to be cordial with black people, but really in their closet is that, right? I've dealt with a lot of those people. But, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's literally an example of like what it looks like, because like now you grow this sense of like pride. You grow this ego in that thing,